Hi Gemini, welcome to your April 2022 astrological forecast. The big news for you is Mercury moves into your sign on like the 29th, okay? But up until that point you have to put up with the rest of the month, right? Not so bad actually, okay? The sun is in Aries, moved here like towards the end of March, so it's already been here for a while in your 11th house where you have the sign of Aries. And Mercury's still here up until like the 9th, okay? And there's a new moon here in Aries on the 1st, right? So, the new moon, the effect, any kind of full moon, new moon, the effects are a few days before and after, not necessarily on the day of, okay? So, your 11th house is like your house of, it's your most sociable house. It's socializing in person, okay, on social media even. But it's like seeing your friends or going to places in person. Okay, so this is actually your friends, your group of friends and acquaintances, and any place where you would normally go to hang out. It's any kind of group or organization that you belong to. And it's also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So Jupiter will be moving here next month, okay? So it's, you're getting all like revved up for that, I think. Jupiter right now is in your 10th house of your career and everything, right? It's a long, I'll get to that in a minute. It's in Pisces, okay? But for now, the two are like combined this month, okay? Planets in your 10th and then your 11th house, okay? Because the 11th house is, again, like I said, the socializing, but it's like networking also. It's meeting new people or joining a group or organization that you've always wanted to be part of, okay? This could be a goal of yours, right? Or being introduced to someone that could help you along the way in any way, up your status in some way or other. Okay, it could be professionally and personally, or, right? So up until that point, though, okay, so this is like a very active time in your social life. It's like when you'll have a little bit more contact with your friends than you have recently. And this started like last month, right? So Venus, though, okay, moves into Pisces on the 5th, and then Mars moves here on the 14th. Okay, up until that point, they're still in Aquarius in your 9th house, where you have the sign of Aquarius. So that's kind of finishing up there. 9th house is long-distance travel and communications. It's contact with people who live at a distance. So maybe that could be where a lot of your socializing has been happening, or you're in touch with people who live at a distance or even in another country, okay? This is also, again, travel, long-distance travel, but, you have Saturn here right now, so you could be staying close to home to take care of things there at this time. Mars being here does give you a lot of energy to do some of these things that normally, I don't know, maybe you consider it a little boring, some kind of like paperwork, or in regards to like legal matters or anything, even like going to renew your passport or whatever, but it gives you the ability to stick to something at this time, okay? Like whatever you take up, even a class of any kind. I think I've mentioned in the past that somebody could actually just be showing you how to do something. You don't necessarily have to be taking a traditional class. So this helps you in some way. Okay, now when these planets move into your 10th house, like I said, Venus on the 5th, Mars on the 14th, both in Pisces, along with Neptune and Jupiter that are already here, this really gives you a lot of, will give you an A for effort, okay? Mars is the ego planet. It's a competitive planet, and it in your 10th house of your career and status, even personal, public status, not necessarily just professional. You could really be going after a position that you want at this time. And it doesn't have to be professional, like I just said. I think it is, though, because Jupiter's here, and Jupiter should have opened up a lot of possibilities for you to even change your career completely. Okay, something you may have been thinking about anyways. With Neptune here, you know, your view of your livelihood has changed possibly since you began, you know, especially if you're in some field where what you do affects other people's lives, you know, the medical field or something like that, or any kind of decision maker that really affects the outcome of someone's life. Okay, so you know, with all this craziness that's been going on the past 2 years, you've probably seen a lot of things up close, you know, that really rubbed you the wrong way and just broke your heart, more or less, you know. So maybe your heart just isn't in it anymore, whatever it is that you do for a living. Okay, so maybe you're you know, going a little bit in a completely different area, and that's what these planets do. Though they give you the boldness to actually take that kind of step. That's what Mars does here. Okay, it is a competitive planet though, so you may be after the same position someone else is, but that doesn't mean that they have a better chance at getting it than you do. You know, you have just as good a chance as they do. In fact, having Venus here in your 10th house is almost like having Venus in your first house or in your sign. Okay, this is your most public house in your chart. This is how people view and see you and speak about you publicly, and having Venus here just makes you very, especially with that Neptune at the same time, okay, makes you very dreamy looking to people. This is movie star quality kind of look about you, you know what I mean? People will notice you more, but they'll notice like your physical appearance usually, like your style, your hair, your eyes, your anything, you know. Sometimes it's your personality, but it's more or less your appearance right now. So it'd be a really good idea that when you go out anywhere, especially in public, to try to look your best. Okay, so anyways, the sun does move into Taurus, okay, on the 19th, and Mercury actually moves here on the 10th, and there is a new moon partial solar eclipse in Taurus on the 30th. So all of this is happening in your 12th house, where you have the sign of Taurus, okay? This, you already have the planet Uranus here, so you could be used to things happening behind the scenes in a very sudden and unexpected way. That's the traits of this planet. Sudden, unexpected, and surprising events. And this occurs in your 12th house of secrets, okay? Confidences. At the same time, I do want to mention there is a full moon on the 16th in the sign of Libra, and where you have Libra in your chart is your 5th house. It's directly across from your 11th house of Aries, okay? So around this time, okay, the full moon in your 5th house of fun and romance, right? Speculation, entertainment of any kind. I'd have to say that something could possibly occur when you're out publicly, or when you're out with your friends, or you're socializing somewhere or other, that could be in regards to an old flame maybe, or an old friend that you run into, that is someone that you know, you could do without it. You don't necessarily have to, you know, I mean, you're not like let's put it this way, this person like puts a damper on your whole evening in a way, just by running into them, you know what I mean? They just might be a very negative person, and you could be out having a really good time, and this person just shows up, and they really just kind of infiltrate you and your group in a way, and maybe ruin the evening or something, a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. But with all these other planets at the same time, you know, being in your 12th house of secrets, you know, you could accidentally like stumble across something right now, and it could be socially, you know, somebody could blurt something out. I don't really think it's you, you know, but I do believe that you'll take notice of something and kind of tuck that away for future reference, you know, something that you hear. It could even be about a position, a job or something like that that you want. Or if you don't work at all, right, you're retired or something, we're back to the status, a position of status, okay, within your community even. You know, so you could, you know, like find out something or other, or somebody could tell you a secret at this time. You know, having Mercury in the 12th house, I always say, is the big investigator. It's a time when your interest is piqued in a way. You know, you want to find out more about someone or something. So that's what you do. You explore, you ask a lot of questions, you know. When planets move into your first house is when, you know, maybe you were trying to find out about something you would like to do or move on, you know, plans that you're trying to make. So when planets move into your first house, you're ready to make the move, right? Because you already did your homework and you found out whatever it was you needed to know. So it could be something like that, but that new moon partial solar eclipse, that eclipse effect adds time, more or less, to this new moon. You know, it extends the effect of the new moon, but new moons are great. You know, they're new beginnings, and this is happening in your 12th house of behind the scenes. You know, maybe you're learning something behind the scenes. Maybe you're going to use it sometime in the future for personal use, but it could be for professional use, you know. It could even be just like an arrangement that you make with someone that's a secret that really helps you in some way. This person or even some kind of organization, okay, is helping you, but it's help that's like secret for some reason, okay? Now, Mercury does move into your first house on the 29th, but we'll cover that next month when it's there like a little bit longer. It will affect you more, all Geminis, okay? But those of you that are born like the first few days, like the first 2 days of the sign of Gemini, okay? So you'll have a conjunction here, and you'll be, you know, your normal, you know, big time communication with whomever, you know, all of them, I believe, initiated by you, okay? Now, let's see here. Okay, also, let me see. Okay, Pluto does turn retrograde on the 29th, where you have Pluto in your chart as your 8th house of Capricorn. And this is a money house. This is other people's resources and money, you know. But, you know, you could have an ongoing arrangement with someone where they give you access to whatever it is that they have. You use something of theirs, or vice versa. You know, somebody uses something of yours, or you have an ongoing thing where you help someone in some way or other. It doesn't always have to be financial, okay? It could be. If it is something financial that you were waiting on, especially, this is the house of legacies and inheritances, and sometimes they don't happen very quickly. There's a lot of paperwork that needs to be done, okay? So maybe that's the paperwork you were working on, the legal matter possibly, when these planets are still in your 9th house at the beginning of the month. Maybe, you know, you have to sign off on whatever, you know, and accept whatever it is. So, you know, when this planet turns retrograde, it sometimes gives you the chance to review something, you know. A lot of times movement slows down during a retrograde period, but maybe that's what you needed. You needed for things to stop where they are, so you could see like what's going on. You know what I mean? Maybe something was moving a little bit too fast for you and you weren't able to grasp it, get a hold of it to where you could, you know, really tear it apart and see what the hell's going on here. So again, this is a money house, so this is passive money. Money from an insurance payout or legal matter or refund or refunds of taxes. This is any kind of financial institution like a bank or a credit card company or even the IRS, okay? This is taxes. So this is your time to really check something out and see what's going on. So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Gemini on the 5th, 6th, and 7th. And the best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Sagittarius. And those dates are the 19th, 20th, and 21st. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of gambling or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 1st, 2nd, 14th, 15th, 16th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. The best time for money is the 7th, 8th, 9th, 21st, and 22nd. The best time for your career is the 25th, 26th, and 27th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 10th, 11th, 12th, 23rd, and 24th. So a special shout out to my subscribers. Thank you so much for your continued support. And if you're new to my channel and you like this video, please subscribe and like and share it and comment below. And check out the links in my description box below there. The first one is Ask Me a Question. It's for people who are interested in only knowing just like a few things about their chart. Okay, but if you would like to know more, there's also a link there to my website where if you click on services, you'll find out about chart information that I offer. And check out my weekly forecast. So I will see you next week. Goodbye.